Off the Beaten Path is brought to you by All Seasons Outfitters, gear for the great outdoors, and Mastrovito Hyundai. Visit Mastrovito Hyundai, Yorkville. Deer hunting to us is a lot about the process. Even though we enjoy the hunt, the process of getting to the hunt is just as much fun. Whether it's checking game cameras, planning food plots, or just preparing your equipment for the hunt. This spot's no different than any other. We were seeing a lot of does and fawns, and we knew once season rolled around there'd be some big bucks come in place. Jason was just over the hill prepping the food plot, and we're going to get right to work.
Get a camera set up here and hopefully we'll have some good bucks come October 1st. We're down on our lease in central New York, and this is Antler King fall, winter, spring, with a little bit of honey hole mixed in. This is the honey hole mix, turnips, some rapeseed, and then we got some cereal rye, and then we got some winter peas mixed throughout, 3 different kinds of winter peas. We planted this 4 weeks ago today, and look at it. Proof's in the pudding. Antler King. It's Halloween 2020. Got a really good buck. It's been driving me crazy here for the last 2 weeks. He's been at all my blinds, all hours of the day. He's been at this blind quite a few different times in the last, last week anyway. But he's in the other blind in the morning. And I've been racking my brain trying to get in, and of course the wind isn't right every day, so you can only go so many different times. So we're here tonight. He was here about an hour ago. And we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. You're watching Off the Beaten Path.
Off the Beaten Path is brought to you by All Seasons Outfitters, gear for the great outdoors, Mastrovito Hyundai, for all your vehicle needs, HART rifle barrels, when accuracy counts, count on HART, OTIS, smart gun care technology, ATHENS Archery, live your passion. Welcome. We're back at the blind with Jason, your store, big for every season rolled into his food plot. All Seasons Outfitters, your store for every season. Commercial Drive, New Hartford, New York.
I just got the Big Ten, Columbus. Just freaking, pretty sure it was a beautiful hit. Slightly quartered to me, but I tucked it in real close. Should be good. He ran right up and I'm pretty sure it was a good hit. Oh my God. That's the biggest buck of my life, I'm pretty sure. Holy cow. All right, it's November 28th, and we've been a week or so into rifle season here in New York. Back in a few days after Halloween, I think it was November 1st, November 2nd, I can't exactly remember the date, I hit one of our biggest target deer ever. We called him Columbus, right boys? He showed up on Columbus Day. It's a huge 10-pointer that kind of haunted us for 3-4 weeks. And I finally got a great shot on him, but I kind of screwed up a little bit and hit him a little far back. And he got away from us that night. The coyotes kind of pushed him a little bit, and we had a dog come in. And it snowed, and then it rained, and then we had no luck the next day. Searched in a totally different direction for that whole day, part of the next day, and we all looked everywhere, right? Just couldn't find him, and just discouraged. Been a terrible season. After that, we had some good luck. Austin got a nice buck, and I shot a nice buck with a gun. Today, I'm driving down the road to go do some scouting for my wife tonight, and I drive by our driveway, and I see this little something white up in the weeds, and I back up and I go, that's a deer. So I thought, well, maybe it got hit by a car last night, or I backed up and walked up in there. I can't believe it, but it's the 10-point that I hit with a bow. He's right here by our driveway. We've been driving by him for 3 weeks. He went in a totally different direction than we thought, which they do, these big bucks. And he's there, and I can't believe it. Do you believe he's been laying here this whole time?
No.
How did we miss this?
That's cool.
Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. I cannot believe that dog didn't come down here. Just driving by, the road is literally right there. This is our driveway. And I looked up and I could see the white back there. And I walked up and there he is. Can't believe it.
That's cool.
Off the Beaten Path is brought to you by the Gunworks of Central New York. Full service gun sales and service. Eastern Canadian Outfitters. The adventure begins where the pavement ends. Buck Fever. Synthetic Scents. Make the bucks hunt you. Conklin's Lodge. Great hunting and fishing in Patton, Maine. Clinton Tractor and Implement Company. Equipment to get the work done. And the New York State Big Buck Club. Off the Beaten Path is supported by these fine products and outfitters.
Big Buck Profile is brought to you by the New York State Big Buck Club.
Well, here we are at the New York State Big Buck Club banquet. We have one of our own guys entering a buck today, Jason Florence. Congratulations, cuz. Tell us a little bit about the deer.
Well, I shot this deer on November 2nd. It was a complete snowstorm. This buck showed up on Columbus Day, so my boys call him Columbus. This is a buck we had on camera 2 years in a row. The year previous to this, he was a 6-point with no brow tines. So that just shows you what letting him go a couple years, age
Good
does
nutrition.
to a deer. Yep.
What, you shot him with the bow, right?
Shot him with a bow, evening hunt.
Awesome.
The hit was a little bit marginal, so we let him lay, and the coyotes kind of pushed him around. And we exhausted all efforts the next day with a dog and a bunch of guys, and looked, and it rained and lost all the snow, and we just never caught up with him that day. So 2 or 3 weeks went by, and goldenrod got knocked down, and ended up finding him later. So
He's recovered.
Yep.
It's a good story. Well, beautiful deer. Management at its best, right there. Well, congrats, cuz. Beautiful buck.
Well, we just moved over to this property to hunt for the afternoon. We're sitting again, cut cornfield, goldenrod field behind us. We're in the shaggy redneck blind. Wind's pretty much out of the northwest, blowing this direction. Last night, sat here with Brenda. We had some deer come out just after shooting light. They came out about 150 yards out in front of us. There were 2 small bucks and some does, so hoping maybe tonight something a little bigger will come out a little bit before shooting light to give us some time. So, but anyways, it's the never-ending grind of deer season, and we're grinding away, so stay tuned, because it's a cornfield and there's just never know what might come out. As luck would have it, that big buck wandered down into a residential area where I could not pursue it any further. Well, it's the end of November. We're back in the same spot where I winged a buck the other day, out this left-hand corner. He was coming out of this goldenrod thicket, got right to the barbed wire fence, didn't commit to the field, walked parallel to the barbed wire fence, and when he got quartering away, I put the shot onto him, and then I think I just winged his front leg. But anyways, we got a pretty steady wind out here this afternoon. It's about 36, 38 degrees. Intermittent rain, sleet, freezing rain, maybe some snowflakes. So hopefully these colder temperatures will get the deer driving into this field here this afternoon. So, but headed towards the full moon here at the end of November, and we're going to stay optimistic on hopefully filling a tag here this afternoon. So we'll see what happens, but so far the action's been pretty slow all week. So, but the upper 40s, low 50s temperatures I don't think have been helping out too much. So we're going to plug away and hopefully get done here this afternoon. Off the Beaten Path is brought to you by AccuFire Optics, advancing accuracy. Zeus Broadheads, welcome to the evolution of smart head technology. Keystone Calls. Project your sound. DRD Tactical, specializing in design and manufacturing of takedown rifles. And the Big East Camping and Outdoor Sports Show, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I don't know where that deer came from. I was kind of sitting here and I'm just kind of looking at out in the distance, and I just happened to look to my right and there's a brown body standing there, and then he picks his, and it was a decent 8-point. I mean, by no means is it a monster, but after the season I had and I watched him go down, he's right in the goldenrod right over there, so shouldn't be too bad to get him out, but pretty stoked actually. Had a nice decent rack on him. Not an old buck by any means, but whew, I don't know. It's been a long grind this season, that's for sure. Well, let's go take a look at him before we lose light. Not bad buck. 8-point. By no means a huge buck, but I was happy to get some meat in the freezer this year. Believe it or not, this is actually the first 8-pointer I've ever shot in New York. So it's a start after the season I've been having. It's definitely not tag soup for me for this year. So sometimes you just got to be thankful for what you're presented with. So, and I am super happy, super pumped.